I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now.
Yeah.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball.
Angel Reese jumped up from the bench, clapping as Chennedy Carter's shoulder check sent Caitlin Clark crashing to the floor. And in that brief, electric moment, the WNBA witnessed a whole new level of controversy. Reese, one of the Chicago Sky's key faces, appeared to celebrate a move so blatantly aggressive that it left fans, and the league itself, in total shock. So how did Carter, once considered an elite talent with a golden future, become the player who's not only feuding with the WNBA's biggest star, but now has a teammate publicly applauding her cheap shot?
What's going through my mind is I need to make these 2 free throws. That's all I'm thinking about. It's just a part of basketball. It is what it is. Just trying to make a play on the ball and get the block. But yeah, I mean, it happens. And
why would a respected figure like Angel Reese see no issue in Carter's foul against the very player carrying the league on her shoulders? Strap in, because this one incident unleashed a tidal wave of questions, heated debates, and career-altering decisions. What started with one forceful shove on Caitlin Clark and a bench reaction that nobody saw coming spiraled into a story of burned bridges, locker room chaos, and the potential permanent downfall of one of the most gifted scorers the league has ever seen.
Those free throws, when you have to shoot them with nobody at the line, are kind of hard. So it's a little different than having people at the line. So I was just trying to focus on making those.
Chennedy Carter's name might just go down in history for all the wrong reasons. One moment, she was hailed as the next big thing in women's basketball, a scoring machine with agility, flair, and killer instincts. The next, she was not only pushing the WNBA's brightest star, Caitlin Clark, to the floor in a shockingly blatant foul, but also drawing cheers from her own teammate Angel Reese, whose apparent celebration turned an already incendiary situation into a full-on spectacle. How does a gifted athlete go from top prospect to untouchable pariah in the span of a single season? Buckle up, because what started as one impulsive shove and a teammate's unexpected applause became the match that lit a wildfire of drama, controversy, and self-destruction. And trust me, it only gets crazier from here. It's not just the push, though, it's the pattern. Chennedy Carter has always been a magnet for trouble, and this latest incident might be the point of no return. But is she truly beyond saving, or did the WNBA simply decide it was time to cut its losses and move on to more reliable stars? Keep watching, because by the time we're done, you'll be questioning every second of Carter's chaotic career, her questionable decisions, and whether there's even a shred of hope left for one of the most naturally gifted players the league has seen in years. It started like any other game, the Chicago Sky facing off against the Indiana Fever. The stands were packed, buzzing with anticipation, especially with Caitlin Clark on the court. Ever since Clark stepped into the WNBA, she's been pulling in fans from every corner, lighting up highlight reels and boosting ratings to unprecedented levels. Think unstoppable jump shots, no-look passes that leave defenders in the dust, and a level of confidence that can make even veteran players reconsider their game. On the other side, you had Chennedy Carter, a player once deemed the future by countless analysts. Blessed with lightning-quick reflexes and an innate knack for finding the hoop, Carter had everything going for her, on paper. Except, of course, the self-control and sportsmanship needed to sustain a long-term career at the highest level. Tensions simmered as Carter watched Clark drain shot after shot. The crowd roared for Clark, and Carter grew visibly irritated.
With Carter denied by the backboard and taken away.
The WNBA might not draw the same headlines as the NBA, but make no mistake. It's a professional league with serious stakes. Teams invest millions in their players, and reputations matter.
On the flagrant, did you feel like that?
The basketball play.
Yeah. Did you feel like that was the appropriate call, or?
It's a basketball play. I can't control the refs. They affected the game obviously a lot tonight. So I can't.
But it did look in, like you were going for it.
I mean, I'm always going for the ball, but y'all gonna play that clip 20 times?
When Carter shoved Clark, it wasn't just a random foul. It was a direct hit on the league's rising superstar. And with Angel Reese apparently cheering her on, the optics went from bad to disastrous. Caitlin Clark is more than just a scoring machine. She's a marketing phenomenon. Jersey sales are skyrocketing. Fan attendance is breaking records. 600,000 fans projected for the Indiana Fever this season alone. Talk about a game changer. The last thing the WNBA wants is to have its biggest asset targeted by a player known for attitude issues, let alone see another star player, Reese, seeming to condone the violence. If Chennedy Carter's push on Caitlin Clark had been an isolated incident, maybe, just maybe, she would have gotten a slap on the wrist, a fine, or a few games off. But her rap sheet was already long enough to raise eyebrows across the league. Remember when she was with the Atlanta Dream? Carter got into a heated altercation with Courtney Williams, one of the most likable players in the W. We're talking about a potential physical fight right there in the middle of a game. The Dream decided they couldn't deal with the toxicity and eventually traded her. But wait, it gets crazier.
People are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball.
With the Los Angeles Sparks, Carter's minutes were slashed, not because of injury or performance issues, but because of poor conduct. Imagine being benched not for missing shots, but for missing the entire point of teamwork. Coaches, teammates, and even front office personnel started whispering that Carter was more trouble than she was worth. She had a short fuse and a seeming inability to mesh with team culture. Much to understand why Carter's shove was career suicide and why Angel Reese's apparent approval made it 10 times worse, you need to grasp the magnitude of Caitlin Clark's impact. The WNBA has been on a slow but steady upward trajectory for years, but Clark injected rocket fuel into that growth. She's a walking highlight reel, crossovers, step-back threes, buzzer beaters, and fans absolutely love her. She's also a marketing dream come true. Want to sell out arenas? Put Clark on the roster? Want to spike merchandise sales? Slap her name on the back of a jersey. Want to draw media attention, sponsors, and potential new broadcasting deals? Feature Clark in your promotional materials. Carter might have gotten away with lesser transgressions in earlier eras of the WNBA, but today's sports landscape is hyper-connected. Every elbow, every shove, every scuffle is immortalized on social media within seconds. Fans share, react, and form opinions at lightning speed. By the time Carter walked off the court that night, her name was trending for all the wrong reasons, alongside Angel Reese's. It's one thing to lose the fans, it's another to lose your own teammates. And Carter did both in spectacular fashion. Reports began leaking from the Chicago Sky's locker room, painting a picture of a team in turmoil. Carter, it seemed, often isolated herself. She clashed with Angel Reese, ironically enough, who was supposed to be a key partner on the court. Some claimed their friction was so severe that Reese's apparent celebration was less about supporting Carter and more about sarcastic triumph, like watching a rival self-destruct. Others believe Reese was genuinely taking Carter's side, praising her aggression. The truth might lie somewhere in between. Loyalty. Let's zoom out for a moment. Carter didn't just wear out her welcome with one or two teams. This was her fourth. The Atlanta Dream, the Los Angeles Sparks, the Chicago Sky, and a brief stint rumored elsewhere. Each time, the story ends the same way. Whispers of attitude problems, coaches fed up, teammates relieved to see her gone.
Competitive, and this is basketball, and you're playing against somebody like me. I classify myself as a dog. So if you're gonna throw a punch, then I'm gonna compete with you. I'm gonna play at the level that you're.
In pro sports, once you've bounced from team to team, the label journeyman or journeywoman can stick if your skill is undeniable but your consistency is questionable. Carter didn't even reach that stage. She became more of a liability than an asset in record time. The overs. Whenever a WNBA player struggles to find a spot on a roster, the go-to move often involves looking overseas. Leagues in Turkey, Russia, Spain, China, and other countries can be lucrative alternatives, offering solid paychecks and a chance to rebuild a damaged reputation. Carter did have a stint in Turkey where she showed flashes of brilliance. She put up good numbers, found a semblance of rhythm, and momentarily quieted the critics who said she'd never wear a basketball jersey again. But just when it seemed like she might be on the path to redemption, she returned stateside, and the drama picked up right where it left off. The WNBA has been evolving rapidly, and not just in terms of skill level or fan engagement. The league is cracking down on toxic behavior. partly because it wants to attract sponsors who expect professional conduct, and partly because it's building a brand centered on empowerment, unity, and progress. Carter's meltdown arrived at the worst possible time for a player with attitude issues. League officials, GMs, and coaches are less willing to make excuses for disruptive personalities when they see how much potential the WNBA has for growth. When a player of Carter's caliber becomes a free agent, there's usually a scramble. Agents call every front office, highlight reels are circulated, social media campaigns might even drum up public support. But in Carter's case, the silence is deafening. Nobody wants to be the GM who stakes their reputation on a known locker room disruptor who might sabotage team chemistry. Especially if that player made headlines for attacking Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's golden goose, and receiving questionable approval from Angel Reese. Like and subscribe CTA. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into the wildest stories in sports, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Stay tuned. We have plenty more drama, insights, and shocking revelations coming your way. Until next time.